Single wick candles. They're a cozy, intimate, and warm personal light and scent that gives you a controlled, subtle experience. It's completely different from the overwhelming, chaotic, and room filling 3 wick candles. And it thrives because it lacks the overwhelming and room filling intensity of a 3 wick candle, so it's able to shine on its own. You ever purchased a book and you never read it? Like you never got a chance to read it, whether it's because you had too many books, whether it's because you're just lazy or something about it just pushed you away from it? Yeah. I mean, that's me all the time, but especially with The Art of Being Alone. It was a book that I started. I got about 10 pages in and I just stopped reading it. I didn't feel the urge to read it again. I never picked it up again after my first time reading it. Literally 10 pages in and I stopped. It's titled though, The Art of Being Alone, is something that just completely enlightened me. Like it's called I was drawn to the title of it. I was drawn to it because what does this book really mean? And I think that the as I grow, the title and the content of the book reveals itself to me without me reading it or not having a clue of what's really inside. But if I were to write this book based off of everything that I think that I understand about it, based off of the way that I've grown and the way that I've transformed my life, I think that I could get somewhere. And I'm gonna give you the summary of what the book would look like or what the book would be about if I were to write it. Mind you, I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer. I'm gonna preface by saying I'm not a writer. I don't. I, I'm not a writer yet. I don't write books. I don't write anything but journals. Whole. Just preface by saying that. So give me a little grace, but let's walk through it. The silence that fills the space around you as you look in the mirror and realize that you are never lonely. You were distracted by the idea that you always needed company to think, you always needed validation from others to grow, and you always needed other people to even talk. The reality is, you experience those things best when you are alone, in your own thoughts, feeling real emotions in a vulnerable state, identifying, recognizing, and acknowledging every minute detail about yourself. Picking yourself apart piece by piece to uncover new things about yourself each moment you get to experience and really experience yourself. While looking in the mirror, this is when you realize that you are nothing like you used to be. You thrived in environments that did not deserve the attention that you gave it, trying to make other people laugh, creating space for other people, their feelings, their actions, without giving an ounce to yourself. As you look back at yourself in the mirror, you have an ease away. Mm, ease- As you look back at yourself, you have an Issa Rae like moment, and you're talking to yourself about all the things that you've accomplished and how you've grown from those unestablished, very meaningful but immature ways. And all of this has come because you took the time to appreciate solitude. You took advantage of what you once considered loneliness to learn about yourself, accept yourself, enjoy yourself. Not saying that you were always alone or lonely, but you no longer needed to feed off of others to feel joy, validated, or understood. You no longer needed to be in every space that wasn't beneficial to your growth and development, especially if you weren't always wanted in those spaces. You spend so much time with yourself, so much time saying no's and healthy no's, healthy no's, and so much time embracing those moments. Those at first uncomfortable moments of not knowing that you were in the right position of life because you didn't really understand your own identity. You spent so much time alone that it became such an enjoyable, fun, and serene experience that beat any dopamine spikes that you could have gotten from the now hopefully deleted social media. And while you aren't a completely different person and don't wish to be, you realize that there is an art in watching yourself grow up. And there's an art in taking in those moments, reflecting on those moments, appreciating and thriving in those moments, and living and experiencing the results of those moments because you no longer hated the idea of being alone. So, yes, this is how I feel, what I've gained by just having a title of a book in the back of my head during times and moments where I feel alone. Times where I catch myself questioning the moments that I have to myself at night, or even right now where I'm just in my own space alone. I choose solitude. I refuse to believe that I'm suffering from the idea of loneliness. If I'm ever lonely, I don't know, because I have a better understanding of what loneliness actually looks like and what loneliness is. What loneliness is. you know, Obviously, I know the core idea of this book is to transform the idea of you being lonely to you appreciating solitude and the literally the art of being alone. But I feel like I never read it because I was never truly lonely. So I'm not saying don't read the book. I'm saying to read books and have your own interpretation and understanding of what that book is in your life. I haven't read it yet. I think that is something that I will read after I'm done reading my books right now. Well, probably not after I'm done reading. I don't feel the need to read this right now. But I will say I won't completely just not read it. I think that I have this idea of it in my head and on what I think it is. And I'll just take the time to compare what I thought it was and what it actually is in the future. But this is my journal entry for today. Catch y'all next week. It's a little bit different from how I do things, but yeah, have a good day.